The Theatre Royal in Glasgow is known as the national home of Scottish opera and the Scottish Ballet. But did you know that since it was established in 1876, it's also played host to the circus and STV?
Same thing.
Here's the author Graeme Smith, who's been investigating the theatre's heritage. Graeme, we're standing here in this absolutely fantastic theatre, Scotland's oldest running theatre.
It is. It started in the 1860s, and when it was built, it was the largest theatre in the country, and is now the longest running theatre in the country.
How did you get so interested in the theatre?
Well, because I worked here many years ago, and I have now retired, and the theatre is part of the life of Glasgow, and has grown up with all the generations over the years. And through the theatre and the book, I can tell the story of Glasgow for the last 140, 150 years.
How do you think the theatre's managed to survive so long?
It's always had quality shows, pantomimes, plays, musicals. It's always given the best of performances, and people want live performances.
I believe it survived the war due to some quite remarkable ideas.
Yes, very unusually, when I was writing the book, I came across in the First World War that it showed films.
They did also try something instead of pantomimes for a couple of years, didn't they?
Yes, during the Second World War in 1943 and 44, they had circuses in here, and the stage was strengthened to take elephants, tigers, horses, dogs, crocodiles, reptiles, and also a lady walking from the top balcony on a trapeze high wire,
so that
right to the top, right to the top, from there right to the top of the stage, holding only a parasol.
Just walking with all the packed house?
With 2,500 people underneath. And one gentleman remembers, as a boy, Madame Karinga and her crocodiles were on the stage. The curtain came down very quickly. The crocodile was there, and Madame Karinga put her hand, this is part of the show, into the mouth of the crocodile. But the crocodile forgot to keep its mouth open, so we don't know what happened to Madame Karinga. Well, it was part of the act, maybe, I don't know. But that's what the public wanted. They wanted quality and excitement. They wanted enjoyment. And that's what live shows are about.
The theatre changed direction in 1957 when it became the home of STV. On the 31st of August, it transmitted its first live broadcast.
Right now we're at Theatre Royal, Glasgow, and this is the control room of Scottish Television Studio A.
Theatres were starting to feel worried about films. The company knew that television was coming anyway, and they wanted to be at the front of it. So they joined with STV and made it very, very popular, still with live television coming from here.
From Glasgow, we bring you the Larry Marshall Show.
Darling, why didn't you turn up last night? I said I'd have you for supper.
You hear that? Have her for supper. He's not only a Casanova, he's a cannibal as well.
The famous 1 o'clock gang, that was broadcast live, and people used to queue up outside Hope Street and come in. It could hold 700 people for that. And there was a queue every day for it.
It's in the news. It's in the news.
And also the famous Francis and Josie started here.
How are you, Francis? Sure, Josie, sure.
It's now got a very happy partnership with Scottish Opera.
Yes, the theatre is owned by Scottish Opera. It's managed by the same company that manages the King's Theatre in Glasgow. They're doing very well. So there's Scottish Opera on here just now. There's musicals and plays coming, and Scottish Ballet are coming as well.
With so many theatres and music halls falling victim to changing times and city developers, here's to another 130 years of this West Coast institution.
More details on Graeme's book on our website, stv.tv/530show.
Great memories there. Now, the art world is